It's all good.
Hurts! Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
About strength.
Then you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going. You're doing good. You keep going. Do not quit on me. You keep going. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. Burn. And let it burn. It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. You promised me your best. Your best. Don't stop. Keep going. Too hard. It's not too hard. You keep going. Come on, Brock. Give me more. Give me more. Keep going. 20 more steps. 20 more. Keep going, Brock. Give me your best. Don't quit. No. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Brock Kelly, you don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. Go, Brock Kelly. You don't quit on me. No, you keep going. You keep going. Go, Brock. 10 more steps. 10 more. 10 more. 10 more. Keep going. Don't quit. Give me your heart. You can. You can. 5 more. 5 more. Come on, Brock. Come on. Don't quit. Don't quit. Come on, Brock. 2 more. 1 more.
Let's go to the 50. Oh, heavy more.
Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone.
All right.
This team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field on your arms. Brock, I need you.
I ain't gotta do that now.
Don't waste it. Can I count on you?
Yes. Coach,
What is it, Jeremy?
I want 160.
So, hopefully that encouraged you not to give up. Hopefully that encouraged you not to give up. And he let Brock know that Brock was a natural leader. And if Brock would not give up, his other teammates would follow along too, because they looked up to Brock. And so you have in Ezra chapter 5, let me just enter this real quick. All right, this is what happened. The Israelites had to send a letter, and I just want to talk about verse 11 and 12. Now they said, this is what they told us. We are the servants of God, the heavens and the earth. We are rebuilding a temple that was built a long time ago. A great king of Israel built it, Solomon in fact, the entire structure. But our ancestors made the God of the heavens really angry, and he turned them over to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, the Chaldean, who knocked the temple down and took the people to Babylon in exile. Right here, the Israelites are giving an apologetic. They're giving a witness to the Persians, because in that time, if you went to war, whoever won the war, their God was the better God, the real God. So the Israelites going into exile, you would think that, all right, well, y'all God is weak. But right here, they say, we are servants of God. They say, but our ancestors made the God of the heavens really angry, and he turned them over to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. They said, look, we know our God is true, all right? The only thing that happened, our God gave us over to our enemy. It's not that our enemy is better than us and their God is better than us. So they were, standing up for their God, even though they were in exile. which I think is really neat. And then they told the people, so now in verse 17, if it please the king, look up the records in the royal archives in Babylon and see if it is indeed a fact that Cyrus the king issued an official building permit authorizing the rebuilding of the temple in Jerusalem, and then send the king's ruling on this matter to us. The Israelites, they knew that what happened to them was unjust. They're citizens of the Persian Empire. The king of the Persian Empire told them that they could go to Jerusalem and build a temple, and now all of a sudden somebody's going to try and stop that from happening. So they told them, why don't you go look at the records, and you'll find out that we really can build the temple, and then everything would be all right. But I'm over here talking about the temple, and I don't know if it's really contemporary, so I had to think of something that was contemporary, and the only thing I could think of was the Pentagon when it got attacked in 9/11. And right here you have, this is an image of the moment that American Airlines Flight 77 hit the Pentagon. This is before part of the outer wall collapsed on 9/11. This is the damaged section of the Pentagon in October 2001. And this right here is the Pentagon. It was lit up for an anniversary of 9/11 in honor of all those that lost their lives on that day. And they lit up it's a memorial of 184 beams of light shown up from the center courtyard of the Pentagon, one light for every victim of the attack. Now, the Pentagon, that has extreme significance for us as Americans. That is the center of military intelligence. And also, the Pentagon is, if we're ever in trouble, that's our military. They are the ones that are going to go and fight us. So an attack on the Pentagon was something that was serious. And when the Pentagon got attacked, everybody came together, and they rebuilt the Pentagon. And 3 out of the 5 sides of the Pentagon had been damaged. But what's miraculous is before 9/11 even happened, they were in a process of remodeling the Pentagon so it could be more up to the standards of code, because it was an old building. And because they had already started that reconstruction, the attack could have did more damage. But because they had started, they had like put in better walls and better windows, so lives were saved. And I didn't know that at the time. But the rebuilding construction, it was called the Phoenix Project. And if you know anything about the Phoenix was a bird that had died, but it came back. It had a resurrection. And so just we understand that in our circles, Jesus died, but he came back. It was a resurrection. He's not dead, he's alive. And so that's what they named the project, to rebuild the Pentagon. And what happened was they wanted the Pentagon to be all complete by September 11th of 2002, a year later. But the Pentagon was complete earlier than expected. It was complete in August of 2002. So I thought I'd bring in a little contemporary significance just to see what it's like for, something to be attacked or destroyed or whatever, even though the Pentagon wasn't destroyed. But that's what happened to the Israelites. Just as important as the Pentagon is to us as Americans, that's how the temple was, if not even greater, to the Israelites. The temple represented the presence of God. And so basically, after the Israelites told him to go check the records, Darius, he searched the records, and he found that in the first year, as king, Cyrus issued an official decree regarding the temple of God in Jerusalem as follows: let the temple be rebuilt as a place to present sacrifices, and let its foundations be laid. It is to be 90 feet and all this. The cost to be paid by the royal treasury. The Persians were going to pay for the cost of the temple. And like I said in the beginning, the writer of Ezra wants us to realize that God is faithful. God had told the people if they